Yes, Bhupendra.
Yes, sir.
Over to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me start. First of all, basic introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Bhupendra Meena. I am from Rajasthan, Alwar district. I have done my graduation from Hindu College, Delhi University in 2020. After that, I am preparing for government job. And my hobby is playing sometime badminton.
Your masters from?
No, sir, I have done my bachelor's from Hindu College. I am not done master's.
Presently, you have done only BSc.
Yes, sir.
यहाँ पे बोल सकते हो आप, वहाँ की कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, वहाँ नहीं बोलना है, यहाँ तो बोल सकते हो, आपने मास्टर्स किया हुआ है ना?
यस सर, किया हुआ, बट मैं वो इंटरव्यू के हिसाब से बोल रहा हूँ.
Yes, yes, okay. Yes, your name is Bhupender. Yes, what the meaning of your name?
सर भूपेंद्र दो शब्दों से मिलके बना है. भूप प्लस इंद्र. भूप मतलब भूमि का, इंद्र मतलब राजा, भूमि का राजा, भूमि पर राज करने वाला.
Any antonyms, synonyms in your name?
सॉरी सर.
What's your strength and weakness?
Sir, my strength is I am very honest and hardworking person towards my work, and I cannot give up easily in critical situation, and I am very quick learner, and I can take any decision in any critical situation. These are my strength, and sir, weakness is sir, overthinking is the problem with me. I am thinking too much sometimes.
Yes. Good, basic point. Next, what's your hobby?
Sir, badminton. Sometimes I'm playing badminton.
Badminton. Yes, can you describe
Yes.
your hobby? Badminton. What the basic rule of badminton?
सर बैडमिंटन इस दो प्लेयर्स और दो टीम्स के बीच में खेले जाने वाला गेम है. और इट्स एंड सर ये इंडोर गेम है, इन द सेंस कि हम इसको इनसाइड अंदर घर के अंदर भी खेल सकते हैं, बास बैडमिंटन लॉन के अंदर भी खेल सकते हैं, इसलिए इंडोर गेम भी बोला जाता है इसको. सर इसके अंदर इसको रैकेट और बैडमिंटन बैडमिंटन के हेल्प से खेला जाता है. सर इस गेम की शुरुआत 1857 में इंग्लैंड इंग्लैंड से हुई थी.
Yes, good. Next, move on. Yes, that's one overall your point number one. Your name, your intro, what's your strength, weakness, and your hobby. Over antonyms, synonyms, and overall is point number one is HR section. That's one called is HR section. Yes. Next, move
Yes,
on.
sir.
Point number two. Point number two, your state is Rajasthan. Your district name is?
सर अलवर.
Yes, Alwar district. Yes, how do you
Yes, sir.
feel about your district? Can you describe what the basic history of Alwar district in Rajasthan?
Yes, sir. अलवर सर एंशियंट टाइम में मत्स्य किंगडम का पार्ट था, जिसे अलवर को 1857 में राजा राव प्रताप सिंह ने स्थापना की थी. सर अलवर में कई हिस्टोरिकल प्लेस हैं, उसमें से एक सरिस्का नेशनल पार्क जो विशेष स्पेशली टाइगर रिजर्व पार्क टाइगर के लिए फेमस है. इसके अलावा भानगढ़ फोर्ट जो भूतों के लिए काफी फेमस है.
Yes.
स्लीसेड लेक जो भी अरावली पर्वतमाला से डायरेक्ट निकल रही है. These are the historical places and
Yes, good. Next, what's your favorite place in Alwar district?
sir actually में I am living in Dausa district. I because my father is job in Dausa, so इसलिए हम वहां से माइग्रेट करके दौसा में ही रहने लगे एक्चुअली में. दौसा में सर आबनेरी एक जगह है वहां पर.
Yes, next move on Rajasthan. Yes, what the basic history of Rajasthan? How do you feel about
सर
Rajasthan?
सर राजस्थान भारत का सबसे बड़ा क्षेत्रफल की दृष्टि से सबसे बड़ा राज्य है और इसकी शेप चतुष्फलकीय है और इसकी इंटरनेशनल बॉर्डर देखा जाए तो पाकिस्तान के साथ लगती है। तो इसके साथ बॉर्डर के काफी जब भी वॉर होते हैं भारत पाकिस्तान में तो इसका असर वो राजस्थान के पश्चिमी जिले जैसे बाड़मेर है, जैसलमेर, जोधपुर उनमें देखने को मिलता है सर। इसके साथ ही यहाँ पर हिस्टोरिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से काफी हुआ है, जैसे कि चित्तौड़गढ़ के किले हैं, जैसलमेर में चित्तौड़गढ़ किला है सर। इसके अलावा उदयपुर में पिछोला झील है, जयपुर का हवा महल।
Yes. Next, what the role of Rajasthan in our country, India?
सर राजस्थान सर राजस्थान का रोल इकोनॉमिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से है यहाँ पर सर। अभी जैसे कि अपने HRRL है जो राजस्थान रिफाइनरी, HPCL राजस्थान रिफाइनरी लिमिटेड है, तो वो एक एनर्जी सेक्टर में बढ़ावा देने के लिए उसका हिस्सा इंडिया में भी देखने को मिलेगा। उसका राजस्थान में तो इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ बेटर होगी, बट इसके साथ साथ वहाँ के राजस्थान के अलावा पूरे भारत में वहाँ एनर्जी को बढ़ावा मिलेगा। तो एनर्जी सेक्टर का भी इसका राजस्थान का कहीं कहीं अदर स्टेट्स में भी इसका योगदान है। इसके अलावा सर यहाँ पर कृषि एग्रीकल्चर को भी काफी प्रमोट किया गया है राजस्थान में, तो इसका भी असर देखने को मिलता है।
Yes, good. Next, move on basic and laboratory part. What is lab? What the role of laboratory in your life?
सर लैब इज द प्लेस वेयर वी प्रैक्टिकली नॉलेज, नॉट की थ्योरेटिकल नॉलेज। लैब वो जगह होती है सर जहाँ पर हम प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज गेन करते हैं, अपने हाथों से हैंडलिंग करते हैं सब कुछ। केमिकल लैब्स है, एपरेटर्स है, सबको, नहीं कि थ्योरेटिकल नॉलेज।
Yes, what the application of lab? How many safety rules for laboratory?
सॉरी सर।
Safety rule. What are the safety rule for laboratory? Describe it.
Okay, sir. Sir, safety rules like any chemical test analysis follow, wear lab coat, wear safety goggles, and gloves also wear, and any without your supervisor, not use any chemicals and not perform any chemical test.
Yes, first move on lab. Lab is basic point is qualitative and quantitative analysis. Describe it.
Lab quantity means we can measure the any quantity of substance like we in acid base titration we can measure the quantity of acid and base. These are the quantitative analysis. In qualitative analysis we determine the which type of compositions are present, which type of in salt, which type of cation and anions are present in our mixer. These are the qualitative analysis. In qualitative analysis we can measure the purity of the substance in qualitative analysis, and quantitative analysis we can measure the amount and concentration of the composition present in different composition present in mixer.
Yes, qualitative first basic point is elemental analysis. Elemental and functional proof.
Yes, sir. So, sir, are you asking something?
Yes, elemental analysis. What is elemental analysis? Nitrogen, sulfur, halogen.
Yes, sir. We can uh, mm, किसी भी कंपाउंड के अंदर सर एलिमेंटल जैसे नाइट्रोजन, कार्बन है, हाइड्रोजन है, इनका कितना कंपोजिशन है उस कंपाउंड के अंदर, दीज आर द दीज आर द डिटरमाइंड.
Yes. First is nitrogen, sulfur, halogen. How to detect nitrogen, sulfur, halogen in a lab?
Sir, nitrogen, sir, sulfur can be detected on the reaction with lead acetate, in which sulfur react with the sulfur form lead sulfide, that is the blackish in color, black precipitate is formed. We can guess the sulfur is present in the component in our mixer, and we can determine the nitrogen test on with the help of Lassagne solution. In this which we use FeCN का whole 5, FeCN का whole 6-3 complex.
Nitrogen test is test with ferrous sulfate. Yes, na. Next is sulfur test.
सर फिर किस चीज का टेस्ट?
Sulfur test for sulfur.
सर sulfur test lead lead acetate. We can sulfur react with lead acetate, it can form lead sulfide, which is blackish in color.
Yes, next is test for nitrogen and sulfur present together.
Yes, sir. It is possibility both nitrogen and sulfur is present in our mixer.
Yes,
Towards the
test with
stand for
FeCl3. Test with FeCl3.
test with FCL3.
Next is a halogen test.
Sir, halogen can be detected easily with the help of silver halide test. It can form silver AgNO3 test, sir, silver nitrate test. It forms silver halide, which is precipitate, water insoluble, and which is water insoluble.
Next is boiling point, melting point. What the basic difference?
Sir, melting point is the temperature at which liquid is melt in generally, and boiling point is the temperature at which the vapor pressure equal to the 1 atmospheric pressure of the liquid. And both boiling point and melting points are defined at equilibrium. At melting point, solid and liquids are equilibrium, and at boiling point, liquid and vapors are in equilibrium.
Yes. Next is functional group. How to detect functional group?
The functional groups are detected. For example, aldehyde and ketone functional group. These can detect on the basis of Tollent test. Aldehyde gives Tollent test, and ketones not give the Tollent test. We can separate out the aldehyde and ketone. And sir, and we can determine the acid test, sodium bicarbonate test. it can the acidic group, which is more acidic than phenol. It gives the sodium bicarbonate test, sodium carbonate test, in which CO2 gas, bubble of CO2 gas eliminate. Answer.
Yes, first is carbohydrate. How to detect carbohydrate in a lab?
The carbohydrate. Sorry, sir.
Carbohydrate Mollis test.
कौन सा टेस्ट सर?
Mollis test for carbohydrate.
ओके, यस सर.
Next is aldehyde ketone.
Sir, aldehyde and ketones are separate out on the by the test of Tollens test. In Tollens test, AgNH3 plus is the active species in which aldehyde can oxidize into the carboxylate ion, and but ketone cannot oxidize.
Yes. Yes, aldehyde ketone is failing solution and Tollens test. Yes, no.
Yes, sir. Failing solution and also.
Next is phenol test.
Sir, which
Phenol test.
phenol test?
Yes.
Sir, it can sodium bicarbonate test. It gives a CO2 effervescence of the CO2 when it reacts with the sodium carbonate. Or sir, it can react with sodium metals. It gives the hydrogen gas also.
Yes. Next is carboxylic acid.
Carboxylic acid, sir.
Carboxylic acid test.
Sir, carboxylic acid also gives the sodium carbonate test.
Sodium bicarbonate. Litmus test. Yes, no.
Litmus test.
Ester test.
सर मैं इस टाइम रिकॉल नहीं कर पा रहा मैंने, बट इसके बारे में पढ़ा था मैंने एक्चुअली.
Yes. Yes, इसको आप थोड़ा रिकॉल कीजिए. नेक्स्ट हम देखते हैं इज लुक देम अदर टेस्ट इज अल्कोहल.
एल्कोहल टेस्ट, PAN टेस्ट, फेरिक अमोनियम नाइट्रेट टेस्ट. CAN, sir, so CAN, ferric ammonium nitrate test can give alcohol.
Yes, right. Next is ester.
Sir, ester.
Yes.
Oh, sir.
Ester test is fecal test.
Fecal test.
Yes, fecal test. And hydrolysis test also for ester test detection.
मैं ये बोलने वाला था हाइड्रोलाइसिस, बट मैं सोची ये टेस्ट के अंदर कंसीडर होगा या नहीं।
No problem. Next is hydrocarbon test. How to detect hydrocarbon in a lab?
हाइड्रोकार्बोनेट,
Hydrocarbon, aliphatic aromatic.
हाइड्रोकार्बन
Yes.
सर, on the basis of flame test we can determine these are the which carbon, which hydrocarbon is aliphatic, which carbon is aromatic. In flame test, aromatic compounds are gives black sooty flame, because in aromatic hydrocarbon the content of the percentage content of the carbon is more.
Yes, flame test. Next is nitro test. Nitroamine.
Nine. So in uh, in HCl,
Yes, amine test is examine nitrous acid.
yes, sir, sodium HNO3, sodium nitrate Na2HCl present.
Yes, good. Basic idea. Yes. You look them, you have to study about qualitative, quantitative analysis. Yes, no. Next, move on. The point number third is volumetric analysis. Volumetric, gravimetric, and instrumental analysis. Yes, 5 type of laboratory part. First is and third one is volumetric analysis. What is volumetric analysis?
So in volumetric analysis, we determine the volume. We determine the volume volume.
Yes. The volumetric is first basic is titration and indicator. What is titration and how many type of titration?
Titrations are, sir, we can titration the is the chemical titration is the chemical reaction between the A and B, in which the one component is concentration is known, other one component is concentration not unknown. So we can determine the concentration of unknown component with the help of the non component. It is called titration. It is there are main types of titration, they like acid based titration, redox titration, complex symmetry titration.
Yes. Acid with titration, redox titration, complex symmetry titration. Yes. Describe one by one.
So in acid base titration, we can use acid and base. There is a chemical reaction between the acid and base, and the component their concentration is non called standard solution, and the component जिसकी concentration unknown है उससे स्टैंडर्ड सॉल्यूशन, जिसकी कंसंट्रेशन नॉन है उसे स्टैंडर्ड सॉल्यूशन कहा जाता है, और जिसकी कंसंट्रेशन अननोन है उसको स्टैंडर्ड सॉल्यूशन के साथ टाइट्रेट करके उसकी कंसंट्रेशन डिटरमाइन करते हैं एसिड बेस्ड टाइट्रेशन. In redox titration, there is a chemical reaction between the reducing reagent and oxidizing agent. And sir, in acid-base titration, we can determine the we can determine the reaction is completed or not with the help of the indicator. And indicator are those substance which show some physical changes at end point. In similarly, in a complex metric titration, we are also using indicators. In complex metric titration, the the complex is formed in complex metric titration. In
Yes.
complex metric titration is the metal ion and the ligand that is formed a complex.
Yes. What about EDTA? EDTA is complex metric titration. Can you describe it?
The EDTF full form is ethylene diamine tetraacetate. It is a hexadentate ligand. It forms the it forms a cyclic complex with the metal ion, and it forms the cyclic complex with the metal ion, which can precipitate out, and we can separate out. It can act as a masking agent also.
Yes, next is gravimetric analysis. Yes, what the basic application of gravimetric analysis?
So in gravimetric analysis, we can measure the weight. We can measure the weight of the substance in gravimetric analysis.
Gravimetric analysis is basic is precipitation. What is precipitation?
Precipitation is the insoluble 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 component that is not soluble in our solvent, that is precipitate in the bottom of the test tube in which we carry the test. That is an insoluble component that is settled down in the bottom of the test tube. Is called precipitate.
Yeah, next is solution. What is solution and how many type of solution?
So it is a mixture of two or more than component. Solution are basically three types: solid solution, liquid solution, and gaseous solution. But majorly we are studying liquid solution because liquid solution we use in our daily life. Mostly we use our daily life.
Yes, good. Next, point number 5 is instrumental analysis. What is instrumental analysis? Which type of instrument you have used in your academic career?
Sir, instrumental analysis is a instrument. We can analyze any sample with the help of the instrumentation. In my B.Sc program, I have not any. I cannot use any instrumentation technique in B.Sc program, sir. But there are but sir, like प्रोटॉन एनएमआर होते हैं, उसको डिटेक्ट करने के लिए एनएमआर इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन टेक्निक यूज करते हैं. जैसे आईआर की हेल्प से अपन फंक्शनल ग्रुप डिटेक्ट करने के लिए आईआर इंस्ट्रूमेंट का यूज करते हैं. लाइक सिमिलरली वी कैन यूज मास स्पेक्ट्रोमेट्री to determine the mass of the different fragment on the basis of m by z value, and we can also use UV visible spectrometer, and we can use also chromatography technique, different type of chromatography technique, different type of instrumentation in chromatography techniques.
Yes, next HPLC. Thin layer chromatography, gas liquid chromatography, ion exchange chromatography.
Sir, sorry.
Ion exchange chromatography, gas liquid chromatography, thin layer chromatography.
किस चीज के लिए क्या पूछ रहे हो सर? मेरे को तीनों chromatography नाम
difference.
डिफरेंट सर नहीं. अगेन क्वेश्चन रिपीट करना सर, किन किन बीच में डिफरेंस? In ion exchange chromatography, we can separate out on the basis of the ions. There is the electrostatic attraction bonds between the stationary phase and mobile phase in ion exchange chromatography. In size exclusion chromatography, we can separate out on the basis of the size. In the basis of the size, and sir, other one is the
thin layer chromatography, gas liquid chromatography, and ion exchange chromatography.
And In thin layer chromatography, we can separate out the component on the basis of the polarity and adsorption, differential rate of adsorption. And gas chromatography, the gas is the mobile phase. In gas is the mobile phase. That's why it's called gas chromatography. And stationary phase may be solid and liquid. It can also separate out the component present in the mixture on the basis of the adsorption rate or in the basis of the volatility or boiling point. On the basis of the boiling point, we can separate out the different component present in the gaseous mixture. In ion exchange chromatography, we can separate out on the basis of the ions. Separate out on the basis of the electrostatic attraction force between the ions in ion exchange chromatography.
Yes. Next, move on. IR, NMR, UV.
The IR in basically used to detection of the functional group, and IR and those molecules to give IR test in which the dynamic dipole moments is present. That's so oscillating dipole moment during their vibration. At least one of the vibrational mode is the most active for IR active. In 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 NMR active in NMR the basically use proton NMR spectroscopy. Also carbon 13 NMR spectroscopy is used, but most widely used proton NMR spectroscopy. These in proton NMR spectroscopy, it gives the framework of the molecular structure and sir, UV visible spectroscopy we can in which UV visible light is used, and there are some electronic transitions occur. On the basis of electronic transition, we can detect the functional group, and we can say that is the component, that is the compound.
Yes, good. Basic idea. Next, move on HPCL. What the basic history of HPCL?
Sir, HPCL is Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited. It is the one of the biggest oil refinery in India, and it is the biggest refinery in India. And the vision of the HPCL is to energize the nation and to produce more cleaner fuel to 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 reduce the air pollutant. So HPCL established in various refinery in Mumbai, in India, like मुंबई के अंदर HPCL की रिफाइनरी है, और विशाखापट्टनम में भी HPCL की रिफाइनरी स्टेब्लिश है. उनका बेसिकली दोनों का पर्पज यही है कि एनर्जाइज द नेशन, मतलब कि एनर्जी के सेक्टर को बढ़ावा देना एंड क्लीनर फ्यूल प्रोड्यूस करना, ताकि एनवायरमेंटल पॉल्यूशन को कम किया जा सके. एंड सर HPCL की बहुत से कई जॉइंट वेंचर भी है, जैसे कि HRRL इज द वन ऑफ द जॉइंट वेंचर ऑफ HPCL.
यस, बेसिक एप्लीकेशन. जैसे HRRL, इसका क्या इंटर रिलेशन है इन बोथ में, HPCL एंड HRRL? इसको डिफाइन कीजिए.
Sir, H means in H represent HPCL refinery company. H for Hindustan Petroleum Refinery Limited, and RRL for Rajasthan Refinery Limited. It is the joint HRL is the joint venture between the Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited and the government of the Rajasthan. That's why it is called HRRL. In HRRL, 76% of stakeholding of the HPCL and 24% of the government of Rajasthan.
Yeah, Nasti, why you want to join HPCL as a HHRL? Why you want to join as a junior executive?
Sir, HRRL is the most prestigious organization which is located in my home state. And sir, HRRL is the first ultra-modern refinery and petrochemical complex of India. And there are many mega and diversified projects. If I am working here, it gives me lots of excellent opportunity to contribute for both my organization as well as my home state. And sir, HRRL also offer job security with long-term focus and career growth opportunity also. And there are excellent learning opportunity. And sir, as a resident of Rajasthan, I am familiar with the local culture and local environmental condition of my home state. So it will be a privilege for me to start my career growth for this reputed organization.
Yes. What the role of junior executive post in HPCL?
Sir, major work is the to carry out any lab test or any field test of a given sample. Its sample may be gaseous sample or it may be liquid sample, and it can be analysis which components are present in these samples.
Yes. What are the major responsibilities of junior executive post in HPCL, HHRL?
Sir, major responsibility is the to time to time test analysis करना one of the major responsibility और time to time test analysis करना one of the major responsibility as well as sir किसी भी critical situation में स्मार्ट और क्विक डिसीजन लेना भी एक रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बनती है कहीं ना कहीं और रेगुलर उसकी मेंटेनेंस टेस्टिंग एनालिसिस ये सब कुछ रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है सर.
Yes, good. Next is suppose if you next move on your technical part, your B.Sc PCM. Yes, no.
Yes.
Technical part. Yes. Suppose if you get selected in this post, what do you do in your department?
Sir, if I am selected for this post, I will contribute. First of all, I will contribute for both my organization as well as my home state. I can first of all, I'm familiar with the all 9 refinery units which is present in Bardame, which is present in. I am familiar with the all refinery units and all the petrochemical, all for petrochemical units to understanding the procedure and to analysis की कहीं पर कुछ ज्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे हैं कई जगह तो पता लगे कि अपन कम इन्वेस्टमेंट करके भी अपन वो चीज अचीव कर सकते हैं तो उस चीज पर मैं एनालिसिस करना चाहूंगा.
यस, गुड. यस, आज अभी हम इतना ही डिस्कस करते हैं. नेक्स्ट हम मॉक ज्वाइन करेंगे 10:30. या जो पॉइंट है वीक, देखो आपका लेबोरेटरी पार्ट इज वीक. 1 पॉइंट नोट डाउन. ये लेबोरेटरी पार्ट पे वर्क कीजिए आप. क्वालिटेटिव, क्वांटिटेटिव, वॉल्यूमेट्रिक, ग्रामेटिक, इंस्ट्रूमेंटल एनालिसिस. यस ना. टाइट्रेशन से क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे. सॉल्यूशन प्रिपरेशन मेथड, सॉल्यूशन कैसे बनाते हैं, 1M H2SO4 NOH वगैरह सॉल्यूशन मेथड होना चाहिए. उसके बारे में आप थोड़ा डीप में पढ़िए. यस, सॉल्यूशन वगैरह सारी चीजें. और ये 5 सेक्शन है: क्वालिटेटिव, क्वांटिटेटिव, वॉल्यूमेट्रिक, ग्रामेटिक, इंस्ट्रूमेंटल एनालिसिस. इनको आप डीप में स्टडी कीजिए. बाकी HPCL HRL के बारे में बेसिक हिस्ट्री वगैरह इसको आप स्टडी कीजिए. क्लियर? क्योंकि यहाँ से क्वेश्चन किए जाएंगे कहाँ कहाँ पे राजस्थान में प्लांट है, किस तरह से वर्क करते हैं, उनका मेन फंक्शंस क्या है, वो स्टडी